Presenting highlights from a grinding session. So, here's something really silly that can happen with stairs sometimes. I had this happen to Yukari a really long time ago, before I even did a playthrough of this game. And now I've got it happening to two characters at once, with Yukari being the only sane computer control character here. I better stop this though, because usually the Reaper shows up when I leave this on for too long. So I just realized this is a good time to show off what Shinjiro hitting a weakness looks like, because yeah, standard attack to strike, and all of these things here are weak to it. So let's just, although Junpei probably could as well, so just to not screw that up, I'm going to put Junpei on support. Because he has Kill Rush. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. That'll be much more useful once he learns Marakukaja, though. Okay, let's see if we can get this on camera. Come on, please don't miss.
Alright, let's kick some ass.
So yeah, that's what Shinjiro hitting a weakness looks like.
That's that.
So, you might have noticed Shinjiro's miss animation happened in that fight. I wanted to show it on camera here, since we haven't seen it before, because it's actually pretty significant. Okay, we have a rare chest here. What could it be? Is it gonna be the katana we need? It is not. These are good to have for the next boss fight, though. Whoa, jackpot. I'm willing to bet that neither of these are the katana I need, though. Mage's Mark, that's fairly nice, and Night Stalker, a weapon we already have that I don't want two of. Well, that was terrible. Huh. Something is about to happen to Rakuunda and King Frost. Now, King Frost already learned all its skills, so I guess there's no harm in maybe saying yes here. I have other things that have Rakuunda. Let's see what I get. Yeah, that's terrible. So, here's my grinding progress. I've taken basically one more trip through this area. I did run into a more enemies floor right now on the final one, but I think I'm actually going to cut and run because Junpei is at the right level that I want him to be, but he got tired. I actually didn't expect him to get tired so quickly. It was kind of weird, but anyway. Ken is 44, Shinjiro, this is the team that I intend to use for the boss, by the way. Shinjiro's 43, Ken's 44, which is quite good. But anyway, there is an access point right here. I'm going to go ahead and use that, because I don't want to lose all this. This does mean that Junpei is going to go back to the dorm, but that's fine. I'm pretty much done with his grinding, so that's okay. I might try and do some more grinding before we fully leave Tartarus tonight, but Junpei is pretty much done, so that's good. And now, with that, I am going to go ahead and save here, because I need to turn in a request. Oh, by the way, I just want to see how many Empress mirrors I have. It's probably way too many. Gold handguard. 20! 20 Empress's mirrors! I need 5 for the request, and I got 20. Yeah, yeah. That's a lot of mirrors. A lot of mirrors. We could try and build some kind of death ray with those mirrors, but anyway. Saving now because I'm going to be doing some Velvet Room stuff, some fusions, so in case there are any accidents, I want to make sure that I save first. Save complete. Now, let's go in and turn in those... I only need to turn in... Yeah, 1/4 of the amount of mirrors that we actually have. Yes, I've brought far more than that. Huh. Well, I mean, you know, considering what shadows are, in some ways it kind of makes sense, and now I need to massively register everything. Although, should I overwrite the King Frost that I guess this one has Marbufala. Yeah, I might as well. Wait a minute, do I have a better Saki Mitama? I do! Okay then! Right! So this is one of those times when you don't want to press square to register all. So I want to register King Frost. I want to register Incubus. I want to register Thoth. I want to register Succubus. But I do not want to register Saki Mitama. There we go. Now with that done, let me see what I can do request-wise. I need to leave one open for Black Frost, because we'll be able to do that soon. This... Oh, no, that's quite late. I can leave that for now. Anyway, what we'll be doing here is, there are actually a few fusions that I want to get done here. Quite a few, actually. And I also want to clear up my Persona list, because I'm going to need at least 4 empty slots for the 21st, because there are a few... Well, we'll get to that later. So... there are a few things that we need to do here. At this point, I've basically been fusing a bunch of personas that are just good for gameplay, but I don't really need for social links, like having 2 devil personas at once. I'm gonna have to stop doing this now, because I need a Priestess, Lovers, Emperor, and Strength persona going into these next few weeks. So, I'm gonna have to focus more on social links at this point. So, firstly, and this is going to sound kind of strange. In fact, maybe I should get those out of the way first. So, one good... Well, I mean, I already have a Lover's Persona now, but if I fuse this Lover's Persona with... that's Succubus. Do I want to get rid of Succubus? I do want, Narasimha. I do want this. But I think I might be able to make it using less expendable stuff. So, Titania. Titania is something that I want. Something that I really want. Because Titania is actually very, very good. As well as, that's actually not a bad skill set. Huh. I am giving up Thoth, but I'll buy him back. Now, is there anything else that... Okay, I just lost my good skill set, but I can get it back. So, Vasuki makes... Let's see. I can actually get Dionysus now, too, but... Dionysus has a very, very weird design in this game. But, I mean, he's strong, but I don't really need Moon at this point. Now, Parvati. Parvati is something that I do want. And I also want Titania. So, this is gonna... Okay, so I do want Parvati. And Parvati with Getsue for some reason. There's a reason that I want Parvati. It's because I'll be getting rid of Gunga, and I'm still gonna need a, Priestess persona. I'm gonna learn a lot of skills by leveling up anyway, so I might as well go for this. So this is number 1 on my fusion list. I also gonna need Kingu, which is the next highest level Emperor persona that I can get. Also, Parvati, very, very important in Hindu mythology. In fact, so important that she is involved in a very, very good fusion spell in this game. Something's about to happen to Tarakaja. Why not? Stagnant air! No! Do not want stagnant air. You should not be using stagnant air. Anyway, well, yeah, but Tarakaja is alright, but still pretty decent. Okay, 1 more level in Bufadine. And I could fuse you immediately with Vasuki to get Narashima, but, okay, firstly I'm going to register Parvati. Even though that skill transformation was not the best. Gotta make sure that I don't I accidentally pressed it. I gotta make sure that I don't accidentally also register Saki Mitama. Because I'm gonna be fusing away Saki Mitama. Saki Mitama and Gunga. Now, this one's kind of interesting. This is actually not a persona that I really truly need, but it's what... Actually, wait, I said that I'd get the social link ones done first, so let me see. Incubus... Mod is actually going to be kind of useful for something that I want to do at the full moon. Huh. Incubus plus Saki Mitama gives me Narasima, which I can then get Saki Mitama back. Actually, that's not bad. I do need this one. Auto Tarukaja, Master Kukaja, that's good. Diorama's meh, but I'm kind of fine with it. Nice balanced stats, too. Now, I am really running the risk of an accident at this point, but... So yes, the stalwart harbinger of my victory! Especially true considering that you have Power Charge. Well, actually, you'll be learning Power Charge eventually. There's Power Charge! Herculean Strike can't even fit on the... That's kind of funny. Counter Strike, which is immediately gonna... No, I'm not gonna change that. And that's all. Yeah, given my luck with skill changes tonight, I'm not gonna do that. So, I've got Narasima now. Some kind of better things that I can make. I haven't seen you before either. Oh, yeah, you're the rock guy. Okay, I remember you. So... Okay, I can make Titania as well. And I can remake Saki Mitama. Okay, yeah, I wanted Megado, and I wanted... Growth 2 is actually pretty good as well. As is Mazionga and Zionga, because you don't normally learn Thunder Spells, and you learn 2 other elements naturally, so... Although I won't get a pretty big experience boost out of this, so I won't be getting many of those elements, but still, Mind Charge and several elements is not bad, plus Growth 2, I think I might take this, actually. Something that's actually pretty cool, I went and rechecked Oberon's stats. Oberon and Titania are both weak to each other's primary elements, which I just think is really just such a cool nod. So yeah, this one's for Yukari. And while Lover's Personas are usually specialized in healing, Titania is an extremely offensive one. Didn't get much of an experience boost, but still pretty good. So yes, I will definitely need you. Let me see what else I can make out of this. So there's a few other things here that I will need to get eventually. And one of which is... I actually will be needing to... Okay, so I can make Ragda out of Flauros and Titania. I'd much rather make it out of Gunga and Saki Mitama. I believe it's Gunga and Saki Mitama. Yes, it is. Or Nata Taishi, but, not sure that... Anyway, so... That is actually, wait, that's not actually quite Phase 1 of that done, because Phase 1 also requires an Emperor persona, which would be Kingu, which, let me check my notes again. Alright, Orobus plus, I need Saki Mitama for everything, apparently. So... And now that Saki Mitama's not here, I can safely register everything. So... I need Saki Mitama again, so let's go down to Lover. Oh wait, firstly I need to get Orobus out. And then I need to get Saki Mitama out. It's actually quite expensive, but it is at least cheaper than Titania. So with this, we can make an Emperor persona. I know that I currently have King Frost, but I'm gonna lose King Frost on the 21st. So there is a method to my madness. So, Hokuto Seikun isn't bad either, actually. It's another one of those very, very interesting looking personas, but that plus Orobas is Kingu, which I always just find just the funniest name ever because it's Emperor Arcana and it is Kingu, but weak to fire is a problem. So this thing's not going to be useful against the next boss. Really, I only want this for... Like overall, I've seen its skills on Igor's Index. I actually don't really like this persona very much for combat. I just want it for reception, really. Looks pretty intimidating, though. I mostly remember Kingu for being the persona that you need to extract materials out of to make Kanji's ultimate weapon in Persona Q. Yeah, Virus Breath. Like, this thing is more specialized towards status, which is kind of strange. Null Poison is kind of interesting, though admittedly Poison isn't the worst status in the game. You know, let's do it. Let's do this. Ooh, okay, that's actually not bad, even though you aren't exactly the best physical persona in the world. So, might as well register Kingu now, and I need to go back into the compendium as well, because I have to summon Saki Mitama again. So, might as well register you. And now I need to get Saki Mitama again. While I'm here, I might as well check what Kingu actually is. Oh, okay, second consort of the female dragon Tiamat, which eventually became, yeah, more well-known via Dungeons & Dragons. This doesn't actually specify what mythology he's from. It's kind of unfortunate, because off the top of my head, I forget what Tiamat's from. Anyway, we need Saki Mitama again, so that's another 50,000. And with Saki Mitama... Actually, while I'm there, I need to buy another persona from the compendium. Thankfully, I can just skip all the way down to the bottom to get to Tower, because yes, it's time to get you back, but not for the reason that you probably think. I'm actually going to use this to fuse something. I'm going to use this to fuse what is possibly the best persona for the upcoming boss fight, at least from what I can tell. But firstly, Ganga and Saki Mitama. Let me just make sure that I got the other fusion right. Yeah, Flauros and Kuhuin. There's also Pazuzu there, and Kaiwan. Kaiwan is much less lower leveled than Persona 4, and also pretty infamous in that game for being able to get Victory Cry stupidly early into the game. Anyway, firstly, Saki Mitama and Ganga. This is why I wanted to get myself a new priestess persona. So Saki Mitama plus Ganga, and I want to make sure that I pass down Revolution here. Which may take a little while. Oh, or not. Okay, there's Revolution. Not sure Charm D is the best skill, but I'm not going to be using this persona for very much. The reason why I want this is, I don't actually need Magician anymore, because Magician is guaranteed to max the next time that I see it. But I want this because it is, at this point, one of the best things that I can get Revolution onto with my persona setup that is resistant to fire. It also repels strike attacks, one of the first personas we're seeing that actually repels something, which is pretty cool. But it has 2 weaknesses to make up for that. So that's a problem, but Revolution is... This is really the main reason why I want it. That, and I need this to fuse something later in the game. But that's going to be much later on. For now, we have Rungda. And you're going to level up a ridiculous amount of times, because I've almost maxed this link. Actually, Mataru Unda is not bad either. Dodge Ice is alright, though I'm reaching the point where personas generally should be learning to outright cover their weaknesses rather than just dodge them. So we have that, that's good, and now the final one. The one that I've been waiting for. This is... I keep getting distracted, but I wonder if I can make anything interesting out of Incubus. I already have that one. Okay, I can... Hang on a minute. If I get Revolution onto Okuninushi, that would be even better. But I did want to fuse Okuninushi out of Flauros plus Ku... It's actually more like Kuhullen, according to Wikipedia. Or Kuhullen. But... I want this thing to inherit Power Charge. That's the main reason behind this. Mataru Kaja might not be bad either. So yeah, I think I'll be able to inherit better skills this way. And there's Power Charge and Mataru Kaja. Agilao is... well, I guess it gives you a cheap method of individual fire attacking. So anyway, time for, hopefully, because this is the main fusion that I've been waiting for, so obviously this is probably going to be the highest chance of being an accident. It was not, thankfully. Time for Okuninushi. And now I'm thinking of Knight of the Wind. But you're not going to be our Shining Star, you're going to be our Shining Blade. People who played Okami-den might not exactly recognize, but you'll know this guy as Kuni. No way! Fire boost isn't bad, except that the boss we're going up against is totally immune to fire. So Okuninushi is Temperance, which isn't that high ranked for me, but it's good enough for my purposes. Okuninushi, Nullfire, Strong Against Light, the perfect combination of resistances for the next boss. That plus Power Charge, and a decent physical move, and Fire Break would have been even better, but 4,300 experience is not actually that bad to grind. I could quite easily grind out Fire Break, because that might actually be pretty funny against this next boss as well. But that plus Revolution is going to be what I want to go with, and I have 3 empty slots here, which is perfect, because I'm going to need to use those later. Now, at the moment, I don't need Seiryu or Incubus, so I just want to check what I can make with them. Nothing... well, I could make Samael, but... actually... Death is only rank 6. I don't think that's going to get you. Samael is one of the personas that can learn Ghastly Wail, which I will need because I want to show off something later. But... for now, I'll register my personas. I might actually go ahead and try and make Samael, actually. It's no big loss if I get a fusion accident. And... definitely registering these two. And, like I said, I will need Ghastly Wail later. But also, I mean, this will be giving up Dreamfest, but... that's going to be useless for the next boss. So... Poison Mist, Spirit Drain, Auto Tarakaja, Stagnant... okay, actually, there are some pretty decent things you could inherit, actually. So I would quite like you to get Evil Smile, though you might learn that naturally by leveling up. Evil Smile plus Stagnant Air would be pretty decent. Okay, there we go. Evil Smile, Stagnant Air, and Poison Mist. Okay, that's actually pretty great. You'll be a status specialist. Now, I don't know if you're going to get Ghastly Wail right off the bat, because Death is only level 6, and it takes a while to raise. This is a pretty cool looking one, though. It's going to be 40 for Megado. I think I'm only going to get Megado. I don't think I'm going to get Ghastly Wail. No, not even close. Oh well. At least it's a new persona. At least it's more compendium. Yeah, next is Dekunda, which surprisingly few personas in this game seem to learn. Oh, I could get Dionysus if I want. Actually, I don't need King Frost, but... well, we'll be getting rid of King Frost in another way later, as I keep saying. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and register this. And I'm so surprised that I didn't even get a single fusion accident there. And we have 42% of the compendium, which is pretty nice progress, actually. I'm not, like, completely going for 100% compendium. I have an idea that what I'll do at the very end of the series, I might do some bonus episodes just fusing all of the personas and getting 100% of the compendium, because there's no reward for doing that in this version of the game. In Persona 4, you get discounts on the compendium, I've said this before, based on how much of it you've completed, but no real reason to do that here. So with that, let me just check. So I won't actually be needing any of these personas yet, because Okay, so we're not actually going to be doing any social links until we go back to Tartarus again, but we do have Lovers, Emperor, Strength, and Priestess, which is what we need, so that's good. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and save, because I surprisingly got no accidents. And I'm going to maybe do a little bit more grinding to try and get everyone as close to level 45 as I possibly can. But that's all going to be off camera. So next time I see you, well, something kind of interesting is going to happen, let's just say. Okay, just cutting in quickly with this so that people don't come back in the later part and ask, wait a minute, why is Igus suddenly doing more damage / taking less damage? I changed Igus's equipment a little bit, so I found several of these Orgone rifles, and they're both identical, so no real, yeah, they are better than 6-shot, which is good, and Igus doesn't need SP anyway, so that plus 40 SP, not really a big loss. So that's the same, but the ceramic legs that I found earlier, turns out they have Evade Elect Medium, which is such a fantastic ability for Igus, so definitely going with those. I think I'm still going to use the Warrior's Seal. Yeah, I've got the Mage's Mark there. And Sigma Drive, Red Ribbon is useless. I think I'll continue having the Warrior's Seal there. I'm going to need to buy some more fire-resistant accessories the next time I have access to B-Blue V, which is probably going to be Monday. And now, more highlights from a grinding session. Okay, we have another rare chest. Let's see what item other than the katana it is this time. Another Night Stalker. Really, game? Really? This is starting to get a little ridiculous. Oh, look what we have here. Another chest that's not going to be the katana I need. Huh, okay. That's actually a pretty awesome thing to have more of. How many of those do I have more of, actually? Yeah, I've got 2 of them currently. Pretty nice. We are about to get a better version of that soon, but having 2 of those is not bad. Okay, there is another rare chest right in front of me. There is also a shadow on me right now, so I better grab this quickly. You can see it right there flailing its arms about in the corner if you look closely enough. And it's not the katana. Can I get this? No, not quite. Yeah, this is where a fast weapon would have been more helpful. Oh, it's you guys.
An attack! There are 3 of them!
I'm still recording this because I want to show something. I don't think I've actually shown this before. Okay, this is annoying, but watch this. Remember how annoying those night enemies were? Well, looks like it's time for some revenge. My physical attack is wind-based.
That's the way.
Oh, it wasn't quite a one-shot, though. But yeah, that's pretty satisfying. Uh-oh.
Locking on. I just defeated an enemy. One enemy to go. One more to go.
Let's go.
And I immediately lose that homunculus because I'm an idiot and equipped a persona that is weak to light. I think that's the first time I've ever seen a light weakness on the protagonist before, so yeah, instant death weakness is very, very, very bad. Very bad. I am unequipping Samael right now. I said Samael would cause trouble for me in the future. I was right in the wrong sense that I thought. I mean, I have plenty of homunculi, but losing...
My level of aptitude has increased.
Well, at least that's some consolation. But yeah, I am unequipping Samael right now. And this is why Succubus would have been really useful. You know, I've got Null Light on her, and she has Muda on. You're not weak to anything bad. Did not mean to do that. No, you're not weak to anything particularly terrible. Okay. So, that was kind of dumb.
Target locked. 2 remaining. Proceeding. still alive. No shadows are left.
Well, that was a very silly battle. Yeah, I've actually never seen a magical Mega's critical before, but that little that laugh they do before slapping you is kind of funny. Wow, okay, that's good. That is very good. That's very, very good. Still, I'm a little low on yen, but that's still very good.
An enemy. Yes, the kiss of life.
Well, that was also quite silly. Yeah, that line by Fuka is just... It's one of those lines that always makes me go, what? But anyway, I guess that power charge didn't matter. Let me just test something. I wonder if this is going to boost the all-out attack damage. I don't think it will, but it's funny. It might be funny. Yeah, I think that's pretty much the same as it would have normally been. Still pretty funny, though. I mean, on the one hand, I don't have Dominion. On the other hand, I can make a far better one through Fusion. I mean, I'm at rank 10 in Justice, so it's going to be set back a lot of levels if I pick it up in Shuffle time. Oh, nice.
I've been waiting for this.
Okay, so that was actually kind of interesting. So that actually just showed something. Because my physical attacks with the Gaybolg are wind elements, they don't get auto-criticals against shocked enemies. So only the 3 physical types do that. That's actually really interesting. I never actually tested that before. Like, I actually didn't know that. So, hey, you find something, you find out something new every day.
My skills have improved.
Yeah, main reason I didn't really know that is because I'm often not a fan of these weapons because, well, later in the game you'll encounter far more enemies that absorb elements and then, yeah, things just get really, really bad if you're equipped with one of these. But, yeah, that was interesting.
It must be eliminated. Kara-chan defeated an enemy. Oh no!
Well, crap. Okay, yeah, Vile Assault is pretty dangerous. I just lost all that progress of grinding. Isn't that brilliant? I've already spent almost half a week grinding.
Efficient. Experiencing fatigue.
So for those wondering, Aegis actually can get tired, so I guess she needs a recharge. Okay, so everyone is tired, except for Koromaru. I think that's probably a good place to stop grinding. Everyone is 43 to 44, 45, around that point. I think I've made some pretty good progress grinding. At this point, like I said, Koromaru is the only one left. Tartarus just looks so quiet now. Yep, Koromaru is the only one here. And that's probably time to call it. But, I want to show one thing. Yes, we are officially a millionaire. I got some pretty high payouts from random chests that time. So yeah, we have completely... Yeah, we've pretty much reached Tanaka level by this point, even though, yeah, Tanaka probably has much more than this. But by our standards, it's pretty much Tanaka level, because I think we can afford to pretty much just splurge on stuff at this point. Compendium, buying accessories, fire-resistant accessories, especially, I'm going to need those. And I'm probably going to think about some weapon fusions these upcoming few weeks as well, because I might need to update my equipment. Also, I've got these 2 personas that I don't actually need, and I want to clear out of my list. So, in fact, weapon fusion might be good for them, too. So, anyway, yeah, seriously. Oh, that was a lot of grinding. But I'm probably not going to have to grind like that again. I have actually looked ahead and seen that the next full moon boss is level 46, so I'm pretty much at the right level for that. It's really the next Tartarus boss that I'm worried about, but we'll see how that one goes. So, finally I can call this. And next time, we'll be doing something that's very, very unique. See you then.